Today, I want to share with you the most extraordinary story of my life, one that will surprise you, move you, and perhaps even make your heart skip a beat. It is the story of love, resilience, dreams, and the moments that define a lifetime. My name is Liana, and I was born in a small picturesque town in America, where every street seemed like a canvas painted with memories, and every home whispered stories of ordinary people with extraordinary hearts. My family was never wealthy, yet we were rich in love. My father owned a quaint little bookstore. His days were filled with arranging dusty volumes, recommending books to curious readers, and the gentle rustle of paper that accompanied every transaction. My mother worked at a local bank as a customer service officer. From early morning to late evening, she helped clients with patience and grace. And when she came home, she would manage our little household, always with a tender smile, making our home a place of warmth. My childhood was simple, yet it held a strange kind of magic. While other children carried the latest toys or shiny backpacks, I had old books and my boundless imagination. Yet, my parents taught me lessons far more valuable than material wealth. My father would often say, "Liana, life is never easy, but with determination and honesty, nothing is impossible." My mother would add softly,
"Dream fearlessly, my child. One day, you will spread your wings and soar above all obstacles."
Even as a little girl, I began to dream of a future where I could lift my family from hardships and bring them pride and happiness. I would sit by the dim glow of the lamp at night, reading stories that transported me to other worlds. The quiet rustling of pages from my father's bookstore and the gentle hum of my mother's voice, "Liana, you can do this," filled my heart with courage and hope. School became a sanctuary where my mind expanded, and my imagination took flight. Teachers encouraged me, classmates admired my determination, and the library became my secret world, a place where every book whispered secrets of distant lands, timeless love, and daring adventures.
These early years shaped the foundation of my dream.
They taught me resilience, patience, and the quiet, persistent hope that one day, life would reward my perseverance with something beautiful and profound. Little did I know, hidden among the mundane streets and familiar faces of my town, fate was already preparing a remarkable encounter, a person whose presence would forever change the rhythm of my heart. And that, my friends, is where the story truly begins. The day I stepped onto the college campus felt like stepping into a new universe, a world of possibilities, excitement, and the flutter of young hearts dreaming for the first time. The campus was alive with laughter, the crunch of autumn leaves beneath hurried footsteps, and the golden sunlight streaming through towering oaks. It was in this magical setting that I first saw Ethan. He was sitting under a sprawling oak tree near the library, sketching something on a worn notebook. There was an effortless grace in the way he held his pencil, a quiet intensity in the way his eyes scanned the page. For a moment, the world seemed to blur around him, and all I could notice was his presence. Our first encounter was unexpectedly simple. I accidentally dropped my books near him, and he bent down with a gentle smile. "Hey, are you okay? Here, let me help you with these." Our eyes met, and something unspoken passed between us, a fleeting spark, tiny but electric. I felt a strange warmth bloom in my chest, and for the first time, my heart skipped a rhythm it had never skipped before. In the days that followed, our paths crossed more often, library, cafeteria, even in the quiet corners of the campus garden. We started with polite conversations, sharing thoughts on books, music, and classes. But gradually, our words began to carry emotions, laughter, and a budding curiosity about each other's inner worlds. Ethan came from a family of privilege and opportunity. His father was a renowned architect, designing buildings that touched the sky, while his mother was a celebrated entrepreneur known for her philanthropy. Yet, he carried no arrogance. Instead, his humility, thoughtfulness, and genuine curiosity about the world made him incredibly captivating.
One afternoon, we found ourselves sitting by the small fountain in the heart of the campus, sunlight dancing on the rippling water.
He looked at me with a quiet intensity and said, "You always seem so focused, Liana.
Don't you ever let yourself breathe, enjoy the moment."
I laughed softly, feeling my heart flutter, and replied, "Maybe I do, but only when I'm with the right company." It was in that moment, amidst falling leaves and the soft hum of the fountain, that I realized something extraordinary. This was not just a friendship forming. This was the gentle, delicate beginning of something far deeper, something that would intertwine our lives in ways I could never have imagined. As weeks passed, our bond strengthened. Every shared smile, every quiet conversation, every accidental brush of hands felt electric. I found myself anticipating his presence, cherishing the warmth of his laughter, and discovering a longing in my heart that had never existed before. And little did I know, Ethan felt the same. Though he carried the privileges of a different world, he saw me, my hopes, my dreams, my struggles, and it drew him closer, creating a connection that neither time nor circumstance could sever. As autumn gave way to the golden hues of late fall, Ethan and I found ourselves drawn together in ways I hadn't anticipated. Our friendship, once casual and polite, began to carry the subtle weight of something far more intimate. We would spend hours in the library, side by side, heads bent over books, yet our eyes would meet across the pages, communicating in glances what words could not capture. One chilly evening, the campus was hushed, the last rays of sunlight spilling over the quadrangle. We walked slowly along the leaf-strewn paths, our breaths forming small clouds in the crisp air. Finally, I found the courage to speak. Ethan, sometimes I wonder what comes after college. The future feels so uncertain. He stopped, turning to face me, his hand brushing a stray hair from my face. Liana, I've been thinking the same. But I want you to know something. I want to be with you. Not just as a friend. My heart lurched, and for a moment, I could barely breathe. The words I had secretly hoped to hear were now spoken aloud. I whispered, almost afraid to let my voice carry. Ethan, I feel the same. But our worlds are so different. Will it even work? He shook his head gently, his eyes filled with a quiet certainty. It will. If we trust each other, if we are honest, if we hold on to this, nothing else matters. From that moment, everything changed. We began sharing more than just classes and books. We shared dreams, fears, and whispered hopes. Small gestures became monumental. A note slipped into my bag, a doodle left on a page, an unexpected coffee handed to me during long study sessions. Every act, no matter how small, carried a depth of care that words could not contain.
One evening, sitting beneath the amber glow of the street lamp, he dared to ask, Ethan, why me?
Why would you choose someone from a modest background when your life is everything I can only dream of? He smiled, brushing his thumb across my hand.
Because, Liana, you're real. You don't hide. You don't pretend. And every moment with you feel like coming home.
That's why I choose you, every single day. It was in those quiet, powerful exchanges that I understood what love truly meant, not grand declarations, but unwavering presence, loyalty, and trust. It was a love that promised to endure the storms, a love that asked for honesty above all else. And so, our hearts quietly intertwined, each day weaving a deeper bond, a love neither of us had anticipated, but both of us could no longer imagine living without. As winter's chill embraced the campus, our relationship grew more profound, almost sacred in its intimacy. Every glance, every brush of hands, every shared laugh carried a weight that neither of us had expected. It was no longer just the excitement of first love, it was the quiet understanding that we had found in each other a kindred spirit. One evening, as snowflakes drifted lazily from the sky, we found ourselves sitting on a bench in the dimly lit campus garden. The world seemed to hush around us. I looked into Ethan's eyes, searching for answers to questions I had barely dared to voice. Ethan, what if our worlds are too different?
What if love isn't enough?
He reached out, holding my hand firmly, his voice unwavering. Liana, love isn't about wealth or privilege. It's about commitment, trust, and being willing to face everything together.
You are my choice, and I will stand by you, no matter what.
The first real challenge came when we decided it was time to tell our families. Ethan's father, a prominent architect, scrutinized me with sharp eyes. Ethan, why would you choose someone from a modest background? Are you ready for the reality of this choice? His mother, though gentler, asked with concern.
We only want your happiness, dear. Are you certain this is what you truly want?
Ethan's response was calm, resolute, and filled with conviction. Mother, father, I know our worlds are different, but Liana is honest, kind, and strong. She is the one I love.
Nothing else matters.
Meanwhile, I shared the news with my own parents. My mother smiled through tears. If he truly loves you, Liana, then I want you to be happy. My father, cautious but supportive, said, life will throw challenges your way. Are you certain he understands them all? I held his hands and replied firmly,
Dad, Ethan respect me and my life.
Together, we can face anything. Through whispered doubts, societal judgments, and family tensions, our love endured. We made promises to each other, not of perfection, but of unwavering support, honesty, and faith. One snowy night, Ethan pressed his forehead against mine and said softly, "No matter what comes, I promise to never let you face life alone. Will you promise the same to me?" Tears blurred my vision as I whispered back, "Always, Ethan. Always." In that silent exchange of hearts, we realized that true love was not just about passion or romance. It was about trust, loyalty, and choosing each other, again and again, no matter the obstacles. The day of graduation arrived with a mix of exhilaration, pride, and nervous anticipation. The campus was alive with laughter, music, and the excited chatter of students tossing their caps into the air. For me, it was surreal. After years of struggle, late-night study sessions, and small sacrifices, I was finally standing at the threshold of my dreams. Ethan was beside me, his hand warm in mine, a steady anchor amidst the whirlwind of emotions. We had walked this path together, shared laughter, stolen glances, and countless whispered secrets that had slowly, irrevocably tied our hearts. As our caps flew into the sky, he whispered, "Liana, we did it. And this is only the beginning of everything we'll face together." Life after graduation was a test of resilience. I started my career at a bustling company, long hours and demanding projects pushing me beyond my comfort zone. Ethan began his medical residency, dedicating himself to becoming the compassionate doctor he had always dreamed of. Yet, despite the pressures of work and life, we carved out moments for each other. Late-night calls, weekend walks, and small notes slipped into bags became the heartbeat of our love. One exhausted evening, I confessed, voice trembling, "Ethan, sometimes I feel like I'm failing, that I'm letting you down." He took my hands in his gaze unwavering and warm. "Liana, look at all you've accomplished. You're brave, determined, and unstoppable. We are in this together, and your fears are mine too. We'll face everything side by side." Even amidst career demands, we found joy in small gestures. He would leave sketches or notes, reminding me of the simple beauty in our lives, while I would surprise him with his favorite coffee or a quiet dinner after his long shifts. Through every challenge, our love deepened, evolving from the giddy excitement of first romance to a steadfast partnership grounded in trust, respect, and unwavering commitment. We learned that love was not measured by wealth or ease, but by loyalty, perseverance, and the courage to face life's storms together. And as we stood on the precipice of adulthood, uncertain of what the future held, one truth was undeniable. Our hearts had found a home in each other, a sanctuary that could withstand anything. Years of devotion and perseverance led us to the day we had dreamed of, our wedding. It was a simple yet breathtaking ceremony, held in a sunlit garden surrounded by family and friends. My mother's tears of joy mirrored my own, and even my father, usually reserved, smiled with pride. Ethan's parents, who had once hesitated, now embraced me as part of their family, recognizing the depth of our bond. Life together, however, was far from easy. Ethan's long hospital hours and my demanding career often left us exhausted. Small misunderstandings crept in, testing patience and endurance. Yet every time, we returned to the foundation of our love, commitment, honesty, and mutual respect. One of the hardest moments came when my mother fell gravely ill. Balancing work, family care, and our own lives felt overwhelming. Tears streamed down my face as I told Ethan, "I don't know if I can handle this all alone." He held me tightly, his voice steady.
You Renault Talon.
"We face this together. Your burdens are mine too, Liana. We are a team, and teams never give up." Through these challenges, our love deepened. We bought a modest home and filled it with laughter, memories, and resilience. Even simple routines, a morning coffee together, quiet evening talks, walks under starlit skies, became treasures that strengthened our bond. We realized that true love is not about perfection or comfort. It is about loyalty, patience, and the courage to face life's storms hand in hand. Every struggle, every tear, every small victory became a thread weaving the tapestry of our shared life. And in the quiet moments, when the world seemed still, we would look at each other and know, no matter what comes, we have built something lasting, something far beyond fleeting passion. A love that could weather hardship, celebrate joy, and endure every twist of fate. Years passed and Ethan and I grew together, not just as lovers, but as partners navigating the unpredictable journey of life. We faced financial strains, long workdays, illnesses, and the occasional misunderstanding, but through it all, our bond remained unshakable. One quiet evening, we sat on our balcony, wrapped in warm blankets, watching the sunset paint the sky with hues of gold and rose.
He whispered softly.
Ethan, we faced so much, challenges, fears, sacrifices, but every step brought us closer. I never imagined life could feel this rich, not in wealth, but in love and trust. He held my hand gently, his gaze unwavering. Liana, happiness is not measured by luxury or comfort. It's measured by honesty, patience, and the courage to face life together.
He wouldn't trade a single moment of our journey for anything.
We reflected on our path, from my modest childhood to the life we had built together. Every obstacle had strengthened us. Every shared joy, tear, and quiet moment had become a thread in the tapestry of our love. We realized something vital. True love transcends background, privilege, and societal expectations. It thrives on loyalty, mutual respect, and the willingness to support each other through life's storms. That night, I leaned my head on Ethan's shoulder and whispered, "No matter what comes, I know we can face it together."
He kissed my forehead softly. Always, Liana.
Always. And in that simple promise, we found the essence of life itself. Our journey was no longer just a love story, it was a testament to human connection, unwavering commitment, and the enduring power of love. Our hearts had found a home in each other, a sanctuary that could withstand any storm. A love like ours was not only a personal triumph, it was proof that honesty, patience, and devotion can create something timeless, something worth cherishing forever. And that, dear friends, is the story of my life, the love I found, the challenges we faced, and the life we built together, hand in hand, heart to heart.